there's such a power in being an outsider, and there's such a power in shifting the direction of travel to something completely, you know, in a different place, because who knows what your perspective will bring.
I want to talk about navigating and confronting norms and challenging them, and what that's felt like, and how do we get ourselves into a place of being confident enough to do that. I actually want to talk to you about confidence.
Okay.
Because
you've got so much.
You do. You have buckets. So how can you help someone get into a place where they can find the confidence to challenge a norm?
Whenever I've not been confident, it's because I have a lack of knowledge in something. It's like driving a car. You're scared to drive because you don't know how to drive, and it's the first time you've done it. And then when we do drive, you're on autopilot. You don't even think about it. So whenever I feel shaky or a loss of confidence, I'm like, what are the unknowns, and how do I basically figure them out so that I can build my confidence through knowledge? I wrote an essay for my book called Call on Your Ancestors, and it was really about how a lot of the female archetypes in history, in mythology, in fairy tales are damsels in distress. So why would we be born with confidence when the earliest stories we're told are women who are not confident or women who need to be saved?
Yes.
So I was like, what if you just rewrote all the stories, which we have in the most amazing wave of now? Like, do you know that book Circe and all those books are rewriting history?
Yes.
But this is very recent, right? So it's like, how do I think about my nobility and my ancestry? So, you know, you might know where you're from, you might not. You might have parents who birthed you, you might not. So I was like, okay, my middle name's Alexandria, so as far as I'm concerned.
I own the city.
This is my city. I think about Cleopatra and Alexandria and all these people in history, and also it's actually the Library of Alexandria that was really important for me. I was like, this is my ancestry. I am descended from nobility. And I would think about myself in this kind of way. And then the more I know about, so I'm half Jamaican, half Indian. I did my DNA test to know where in West Africa, you know, via the Atlantic slave trade I came from, precisely what peoples my tribes were from, both in India and in Africa. And then I researched those tribes and I was like, yeah, this really resonates with me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to think about this water ritual. I'm going to think about this singing and this chanting. And then do you get what I'm saying? So I tap into it. And then I feel sort of invincible. I'm like, how can you mess with me when I am the daughter of generations and generations and generations of people who had to come together to create life? I'm just a product of them. So how can anyone talk down to me? Like, I'll be like, get to know me.
We've been fighting the good fight, but I think now that people are listening and they know where to find us and we're making ourselves visible, this is very different. This is changing the norm. Us being loud and visible and easy to access is very different from what we experienced. And, you know, our children's children, children's children's children, it's just going to be
will benefit.
Will really benefit from
courage
this
in these moves.
Movement. Yeah,
I think also for me, it's like also this accessing new spaces, going into new spaces, stepping into new spaces. Like just hearing you, Sharmadean, today talk about business, I'm sort of a bit in awe because one thing I love is language, and I love words. And I started to get increasingly intimidated by business jargon.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is scaring me. I actually cried to my business partner, my cousin, Suleiman, who has a business degree. So he sort of goes, yeah, but what they mean is, and I'm like, but I don't get it. And I don't understand because I love words. That's like my power. And I felt suddenly so out of my depth because I couldn't converse in the way I wanted to. And there are certain words, I know this is silly, just like equity and capital venture or venture capitalist. See, like I will get things like that mixed up, and there's a flow to that language. And I wonder if it's what you said before of like, you taught yourself, you immersed yourself in a world, you studied it, and now it comes naturally to you to speak in that way. that's what's helped me, is to just study it more, watch more business documentaries,
That's
read more
exactly
books
what
about
you
it.
were saying.
But yeah, it is learn about it. But also, I think that business, in a way, is also set up to make you feel alienated. I really do. You know, the thing that I've done recently, which I don't know why I did it, and it probably the scariest thing I've done, was I applied for both the V&A and the British Council to be a trustee, to be on the board of trustees, thinking I would get neither. And unfortunately, but happily, I got both. And suddenly I find myself in this situation with, 20, 30 people around a boardroom table, all of whom have run successful businesses and speak that language that you're talking about, and kind of wondering what I'm doing there and what my voice can lend to the conversation. Unless you put yourself in scary places, then you don't get the adrenaline, neither do you get that really amazing feeling of actually having something to offer that you never even knew you had.
Yes.
And you learn, on the job. The acronyms, by the way, particularly at the British Council, it's a completely different language. I don't understand any of them. I sit there, go the AG per...
BOTA.
What?
Baddest of them all. That's the acronym I'm talking about.
It's very
No, but what I wanted to say, just to wrap this up, is that all of you are talking about amazing ways that you've kicked ass and gone into areas that you feel are not your natural areas, but actually that's exactly what everybody needs. Everybody that's stuck in their ways, doing the thing like menopause, we love it if somebody comes in and goes, nope, that's not what I think. I'm going to shake it all up. We go, oh, brilliant. This is a new way of looking at something. You need the disruptors. Not you, but we. We all need disruptors to come in and go, that's not how I think. I think we should maybe try it like this. You're good at that.
Yeah,
she's good at that.
But also everyone should feel like they can be a disruptor.
Yes,
It could be a tiny little thing.
We're saying.
Or a big thing.
You can. Go disrupt.
And actually,
it's helpful.
There's such a beauty in coming from the outside and not knowing the jargon.
Yes.
You see things in a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
Like a big jump for me was I studied fashion. I thought fashion was my life. I thought I was going to be a publisher or creative director. And then I had an idea for a nail salon. And even though beauty and fashion seem adjacent, they're actually completely different industries. So I had to learn all the jargon. And because I didn't come from beauty, I just was like, why are all the tables white? Why is the lighting like this? Why?
Yeah.
And it's just an idea somewhere.
Somebody had it and then someone else copied it and then it became the norm.
Yes.
And I think when things become the norm and people don't say, but why have we been doing it like this for a long time? And I think when you come from the outside, it actually can be annoying on a board in the best way possible to be like, well, why have you been doing it like this when there is an alternative way in my industry? So I think there's such a power in being an outsider, and there's such a power in shifting the direction of travel to something completely, in a different place, because who knows what your perspective will bring.
So basically, our message is be disruptive.
Be disruptive.
Be the voice.
Yeah.
Be a disruptor.
And it's like the butterfly effect. You can do a tiny little incremental bit of disrupting and it can go poof and flutter across the world, so...
That's just blown my mind. Why are the tables white?
Well, exactly. It's like, as you said, they should be.
We're going to leave you with that thought. I was thinking that we could write down something that we would like to let go of, and we are going to put it in the fire pit and we're going to burn it. I'd like to ask you guys what you have written and why.
Shamdi, you go first.
So I've written what is one of my core negative beliefs that I would say isn't there for me as big anymore, but every now and again, if I'm emotionally vulnerable, it will rear its head, which is I can only rely on myself. And that definitely comes from being, thinking about my fatherlessness or thinking about moving to London by myself as a teenager and being like, I'm the only one who can look after me.
It's kind of setting yourself apart from everybody else, isn't it? Isolating. It's self-isolation.
And not asking for help.
Yes.
And also when people do offer help because they see you declining it and thinking, I'm the only one who needs to be the person to support me. There's a lot of fear in being vulnerable and reliant, because then what if they let you down?
Yeah.
But
also
actually,
what's
what if they
interesting-
don't?
Yeah.
What if they,
if they support you and hold
the
you
best
up?
relationship ever? So yeah,
The other thing I think is quite interesting is that both you and I, when we heard that, we were like, oh, so hang on a minute. It's like everybody's always banging on of, you've got to be self-reliant, you've got to be... But actually, it's like sometimes you've got to understand that it's not healthy to be entirely self-reliant.
And maybe we could do with
little bit
in
of
this
both.
moment in time, actually thinking a lot more about how reliant we are and should be on
and how we can
communities.
ask for help.
And yeah.
And find support.
Yeah.
going in the fire.
Great.
Going
To
in
the
the fire.
Mariella.
I kept it simple. Just think fear. It's so limiting. It's the thing that stops us from doing a million different things. And I really would like to let
Great.
go of the last vestiges of it that I still have.
Yeah, good.
Scrape out of the corners. I guess this ties into what you're saying, Mariella, which is letting go of limiting beliefs of myself and what I can build and grow. Because I'd probably be like homeless and unemployed if I didn't have dreams.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get to this bit?
Yeah.
Being like limitless in your belief of yourself. So I'm going to get rid of those ideas of limits.
Because
Yeah.
you're amazing.
Love that. Love that.
I do feel quite empowered after this day with you, though.
Oh yeah, I feel
It's
so
very nice,
good.
isn't it?
Now I feel like I can build and grow anything.
Mine is not believing in myself because I wasted so much of my youth believing I was stupid. And I told myself that so many times, that I didn't do certain things, or I said no to jobs or no to partners or people or dinner parties because I really didn't think I was worthy of going. And I'm going to put that.
She can go.
But I mean,
In
the
the
thing is,
fire.
that is going to resonate so much with women out there who see you as strong and forceful and resilient and a fighter. And I think it's
done
really
so many
important,
things.
you know, that we offer our own vulnerability up as well, because otherwise you're giving people the impression that we all need to just be tough,
Strong.
you know, and strong. But none of us are strong all the time. And, you know, we've all made mistakes and things that we regret and things we'd like to change. But I think they're all positive in a way if you can direct them in the right way. And
I mean, it wasn't a waste of time, but I am sad for the little girl
Yes.
that felt like that, because it wasn't true.
yeah,
It wasn't
so am
true.
I.
And that's such a sad state of
Yeah.
affairs, that I told myself something for decades that wasn't true.
Just going to start crying again.
When it burns, I might, you know, when it burns, I might.
That's what's so good about the fact
But there'll
that
be tears of freedom.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Freedom. And any day can be a new beginning.
Yeah. Oh my God, Miquita.
Brought it back for you.
I saw what you did there.
Sage!
Oh,
Miquita.
so good.
Wow, it does feel significant when they all go up.
What a waste of time it was not believing in myself. What a stupid thing.
Fire takes it up, you're like, oh, it's actually going.
Come on, it's perfect day.
Great day, actually. This is how all day should be.